gorgeous. How are you?
I'm good.
Am I there?
You look great.
Thank you. So I like your tie.
Thanks,
Oh,
Dan.
look, we're good.
Yeah, good.
Thank you very much.
Mix and match.
You know better now you did in the 60s.
Oh,
You
thank
do.
you. You're very,
You
very
do.
kind.
You do.
I
You're
don't
that
really
stick
do.
insect in the 60s.
I was very thin, but I was very healthy.
Oh, I'm sure you were.
I did. I ate much more than I eat now.
But you didn't like yourself, did you, in the 60s, the way you looked?
Not when I was at school. I mean, when that whole thing happened to me when I was 16, I thought they'd gone mad. Because, I was really skinny. I was healthy. And if I'd have had a fairy godmother, I'd have wanted to look like Brenda Lee, you know, very shapely.
Curvaceous.
Yeah.
Well, the curves have arrived now.
They have.
They have.
Bit late.
Bit late.
Better late than never.
Never too late, girl, at all. If I'd have said to you in the 60s, when we were sort of, all part of that scene, that one day you'd become the sort of face for age concern, what would you have said to me?
Well, I probably would have laughed, because when you're 16, anyone over 20 is ancient, aren't they?
Absolutely. That's right.
It's true, isn't it?
Yeah.
Number one, I think they're a fantastic charity, and when my lovely husband's mum was very ill in her 90s, they were really wonderful to her. They're a fantastic charity. But now they're doing this campaign for the baby boomers, us, that, because people over 50, aren't dead and gone, mate.
No.
We've got a lot of life. And they came to me because
He's a
there's
baby
been...
boomer.
I'm born up.
Yeah, it's true, isn't it?
Yes. You're the same
Because-
age.
Oh, exactly.
Oh, are we?
Yes.
Good year.
Yes, it was.
But, they do these campaigns for anti-wrinkle creams, and they use 18-year-old models, which is silly. I mean, sell young creams on young girls, but, it just... So they came to me about that, and then we started talking about the fact that, there's a lot of people who lose their jobs, who are still really ready to continue, are still very bright, can add a lot to an organisation from their knowledge.
It's a waste, isn't it?
It
a
is.
terrible waste.
And, they say now that 50's the new 40, 60's the new 50. We're out there raring to go.
I didn't know what I was doing until I was 60. I got a clue. No, you're absolutely true. I mean, and I think particularly too, it's difficult for women, because there's a different thing on women. It's the looks, isn't it? You mentioned there. It's about how they appear. It doesn't matter. I've got wrinkles, and it doesn't matter at all.
No, it's
but it does
tougher
matter
on
to
women.
a woman.
But I also think that some people go too far the other way. We've all seen, the horrible things that can happen when women have too much done or badly done. I mean, it's absolutely terrifying. It's becoming an epidemic. We're going to have a group of people in middle age who don't look young, who don't look old. They're kind of... I mean, it's peculiar.
Look shocked.
And I want to know where both...
What?
Shocked.
Yeah, exactly. It's true.
That's
They've got
right.
no
It's
expression.
exactly.
I passed them in my car every day in Beverly Hills.
I know.
Yeah.
Don't you think it's scary?
Yeah, it is.
It is.
Now, this business then about the 60s and all that, which we've talked about. I mean, but what people tend to sort of forget, and I don't, certainly because I was there at the time, was, this amazing sort of success you had in America too. I mean, that was frightening in a sense, wasn't it?
Well, it started here, but I think going to America and the reaction of the Americans is what made me happen worldwide, because they always say you don't really break the world until you break America, which is true. Yeah. And I have to say the Americans were and have continued to be so wonderful to me. I mean, I got to star on Broadway.
You did?
I would never have probably been offered that here.
You met your hero, and my hero too. We were talking about that period of time, Fred Astaire.
It was the most amazing day of my life, I think.
He also did a dance for you, didn't he?
He did.
Well,
I met him that day and we became mates, and he took us to, I don't think it exists anymore, but it was a kind of Polynesian restaurant on Rodeo Drive in Beverly Hills. And we sat down and we ordered, and we saw these drinks going by in a coconut with an umbrella and sparklers. And I said, I didn't really, I was like 22 and I didn't really drink. I said, I want one of those, not realising how strong they were, because I think they're rum.
That's right.
And so Fred, who didn't really drink, I don't think, very much, and he said, I'll have one too. So we had a couple of those each with our food, and we were very jolly when we left. And he must have been in his mid-70s by then. And as we were walking down Rodeo Drive to the car, he started to tap dance. And he hadn't danced for a long time. He'd retired. And I thought, I really thought I'd died and gone to heaven. Yeah. I'm standing in Hollywood, and there's Fred Astaire tap dancing down the street. And he ended in a double pirouette on his knees and went, Hollywood, I love you, like that. And when we got back to the hotel, I was hysterical because I thought people driving by would have thought, I just saw Fred Astaire. But he was. I loved him.
You also, too, I remember, it tells a lovely story about meeting Princess Margaret, because she was...
we should speak a little bit.
No, it's true.
It's quite a funny story,
Right,
though,
go on,
isn't
tell
it?
us it.
Go on. Well, we were invited to this very posh party in London, and she was at our table, and she completely ignored me and talked to everyone else, and she chain smoked through the whole meal, which is probably what ended up killing her, poor thing. And then, right at the end, and I was chatting away to everyone, and she hadn't said anything, and suddenly she leant across the table and she went, "And what's your name?" Oh, God, and all my knees when I was... And I said, "My name's Leslie Hornby, ma'am, but everyone calls me Twiggy." And she went, "Oh, how unfortunate."
I love the British upper classes, I really do.
The Lord next to me put his arm round me and said, "Well, I think Twiggy's a lovely name." And I said, "Oh, thank you so much," because I was so nervous. I mean, you know, because you couldn't answer back. Well, I suppose I could have done, but...
There's just one of the great things about you in the 60s. You survived it all.
I did.
Because you didn't get involved in any of the drugs or the
I
smoking
didn't. I was
or the
so
drinking.
straight,
Yeah.
boringly straight, really, but I'm still his.
Absolutely. You flick through the books of portraits of that time, you become aware of how many people didn't make
I
it.
know,
Yeah,
I
that's
know.
the thing about
but
it.
that always happens through,
Yeah, sure.
you know, all periods.
Sure. OK, well, we'll take a break and talk some more in just a moment. But for the moment, Twiggy, thank you very much indeed. Twiggy.